Hello, my name's Alan. As we discussed previously, a business owner needs to know real numbers. And real numbers, the way I emphasize real numbers is first you need numbers for your banker, then you need numbers for your IRS. And if I was you, I'd ask your accountant, and if he said these numbers need to match, as for me, I'd say you need to get a new accountant because they don't need to match. But that's a story for another day. I want to talk today about the third numbers. The third set of numbers are numbers that tell the owner of a business that is making, if the business is making any money. I have met people who only watch cash flows. I've watched people who only watch income statements. Some people watch a combination. To me, neither of these is what I watch. I should say I watch them, but I did not make any major decisions based on either one of them. Cash flow tells you if more money's coming in than going out, which is a good deal. But if a business is letting things slide just to try to make a positive cash flow, then pretty soon the business is going to go out of business, even with a positive cash flow. You can't let your equipment go downhill. You can't not pay your loans. You cannot pay your interest. You cannot not update your inventory. I've seen people with positive cash flow themselves into bankruptcy. Wrong page. Next is income statements. Again, I'd watch them, but no big decisions based on income statements. For example, if a business spends principal payments, they will not show up on an income statement, like truck payments or building payments or anything, loan payments. An income statement can show a $100,000 profit, but if you paid out $200,000 in principal on a loan payment, you really have a $100,000 loss for that period of time. And again, inventory and accounts receivable and accounts payable are all factors that can fall through the cracks. How did I find real numbers in our business? Well, I'll tell you next time. No, I was just kidding. I watch three main things: the amount of money in each bank account at the end of each week, the amount loan balance on operating loans, and three, both of these are quick, simple things to watch, but the third I look at every 6 months or so was I would do myself a financial statement, and I mean a real financial statement. All assets, all liabilities, every number based on a certain time. Today at 3 o'clock this afternoon, what loads were unloaded? We were in the trucking business, but what loads were unloaded by 3 o'clock? What fuel was put in by 3 o'clock? What do I owe a driver by 3 o'clock? What do I owe office people by 3 o'clock? Everything as of a certain time on a certain day. Since I was in the trucking business, I'd call the truck dealer and I'd say, I have a 2012 Kenworth T600 with so many miles on it, and whatever, it's in this kind of condition, what's it worth? And I'd have him give me a wholesale number and a retail. And I would make my number somewhere in between. I didn't want to say it's worth what it's going to be on a dealer's lot, but I don't want to say that it's going to be worth what somebody's going to sell it for on a fire sale. It's somewhere in between. And I'd do each financial statement every time I did them, I'd do them the same way. I'd put in all loan amounts and interest as of 3 o'clock today, amounts payable, accounts receivable, inventory. And while I told you before, I may not put everything on the banker's financial statement, I put everything on my financial statement. And if when I get all done with it, if my net worth was higher than it was the last time I did one, then I think everything's all right. If it's not, something needs to change. My wife and I used to call finding and plugging leaks. In any business, money seems to leak out here and there when you're not paying attention. You need to find the leaks, you need to fix the leaks, and you need to pay attention to leaks all the time. I am not an accountant, I'm not a lawyer. I've been an independent business person for the last 50 years, and since moving to Padre Island, Texas 5 years ago, I am now the barefoot businessman, and I thank you for your time.